Recently, Empire magazine gave us a glimpse into Avatar Fire and Ash with a new concept art that we've not yet seen before, featuring Lo'ak and an Elu, but there's a bit more to this image than you might think. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day, and this concept art was designed by the talented Dylan Cole and featured in Empire Magazine's Path to Pandora series, where you can find the link to this article in the description and the pinned comment below. And the article itself talks about Avatar 2 essentially being split up into two movies. Now, I already went over the article in a previous video, but looking at this image itself, immediately what stands out is that this reminds me of Avatar The Way of Water. The reason is because we actually got this concept art for Avatar The Way of Water, and if you compare the two side by side, it looks very similar. The big differences is that, of course, this one from Empire Magazine sees Lo'ak looking a little bit older. To be honest, he looks a lot like Jake in this image, so it kind of makes sense that he will take over the narrative in future movies, but he has a similar hairstyle than Jake, and if you zoom in closely, there's kind of like a black mark on the side of his cheek. I'm not sure if that was meant to be a hairpiece hanging down the side, but then again, if he's going forward, any hairpieces would go backwards, so it's definitely not a hairpiece. So I do wonder if that is actually a scar. So will Lo'ak be in some sort of battle, or will something happen to him in Avatar Fire and Ash, causing him to have a massive scar on the side of his face, kind of like what Quaritch had in the first Avatar movie. Of course, Quaritch had 3 massive scars on the side of his face going all the way to the back of his head, so Lo'ak having a scar on the side of his face would kind of mirror that image in some way, if you understand my meaning. But if you zoom out looking at the picture as a whole, you can see some fish at the bottom and the fish at the top, and I believe we have seen some of these in Avatar The Way of Water. Funny enough though, the fish at the bottom looks to be the fish from the concept art that James Cameron himself drew back in 2018, so just a nice Easter egg overall. But interestingly, one thing that I noticed is the waves above him. If you've seen any videos of surfers going underwater when the waves are breaking, you will see that it has a similar look than this art image. It does look to me that there's some waves breaking above him, and it might even be a little bit dark and cloudy because there isn't much light coming through these waters. Now, with that in mind, going on to this concept art for Avatar The Way of Water, it kind of reminds me of that. Now, I know we saw a scene in Avatar The Way of Water where Lo'ak, Anung and Rokzo was in open waters, but it was nothing like this. And in this concept art, it's only Lo'ak, and considering Cameron said that they had too many great ideas packed into Act 1 of movie 2, thus they had to split it, I do wonder if this is a scene we will see in Avatar Fire and Ash, and combining that with this art image, if this is essentially an underwater shot from the stormy weather, because it makes sense again with the waves crashing above him, not much light coming through, it just kind of adds up a little bit. But of course, keep in mind that all of this is just speculation. Looking at the rest of this concept art, there isn't much else to notice. No other characters or creatures. And looking closely at the outfit Lo'ak is wearing in this image, it is a bit hard to notice what is around his chest area or what's around his neck, so I cannot really comment on that part. But overall, the big standout of course is the fact that he does look a lot like Jake here, so I do wonder if this takes place later on in the movie, and I do wonder what is that black mark on the side of his face. But if you have any ideas on the black mark, then let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think of this concept art overall. For more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel, and until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.